Everything you see here is strictly informational. Forex is a high-risk business. Please do not place trades with more money than what you don't have. Please do not trade other people's money. Do not borrow any money than what you cannot trade with. And please take everything that I say as a personal opinion. I am not considered a financial advisor. I'm not considered a broker. I am just one here simply recording my journey along learning the markets.
Hey, what's up everybody? It's me again, Ted with Bodies and Wicks. I just wanted to do a quick update, quick video on the Asian range. And what that could mean for the following day. So if you're like me and you're in the United States, there's certain things that you want to look for, especially when it comes to European currencies, like the franc, the euro, the British pound, and those primarily, yeah, because the other ones are the Asians and the other ones are Americans. So these three things are coupled with American, like the Canadian dollar, like GBP CAD, or CAD franc, something like that, could just watching what they do at the Asian range could help see what's going to happen with it the coming up the following day. So mainly what we look for is double tops, and double tops are going to represent liquidity. So if we go to, I don't think I have like an immediate thing available, or like example available, but what I can do is we'll search for them, and maybe we can find one. So I'll just go ahead and go over to the charts. All right, so here what we have is EURUSD, and what I did, I was looking at the commitment traders report, and I thought it was going to give me a heads up of what the day was, because it gives you like the high, low, close and whatnot of the day, and it said Monday, September 28th, and I was like, wait a minute, I was like, that hasn't even happened yet, but it has tomorrow, and it was giving me the short Sunday is what it was. So it was giving me the open, high close range of the Sunday. So I had all those marked up. But all right, so we are now in the Asian time frame right now. So that would have started my time would have been 6 o'clock. So let's see, it was 5, somewhere around 5. That's generally right around when it starts, to be honest. But I mean, trading really doesn't start happening until like 6 or so. But it seems like today is Sunday, the September 27th. We had a lot of movement going on ever since the beginning of the start of the market. So, let's just say the Asian range goes from here to here. You generally around 11 o'clock Central Time, midnight, New York time. So you have the Asian range. This is it. Here, let's just actually copy that, and we'll put this down below. Come on now. Well, that's enough. All right, and what I'll do is I'll just actually take this one, and I'll just make this a different color. Let's make this in purple. So actually, this is actually a good example right now that we have. All right, so right now we do have a double top on EURUSD for the Asian range. So what I would look for as far as going into tomorrow is I would look for at least a little bit of a pullback. You see this is the low for the Asian range right here. Here, I'll just go ahead and pull this up, and for right now, and then once we get the close of the Asian range, what I would expect to see is at least some kind of some reach above this, right, to clear out this liquidity. Because what you're going to have two different types of things. You're going to have people that are going to have, especially retailers are going to have their sell limits set right here, right? They're going to just below it, right? They're going to sell limits just right here, and they're always since this is resistance, just go ahead and put your stop loss just above it, because it's not going to reach above it. I don't know how many of you have always had that ripped out of your heart whenever you do that, and all of a sudden it goes right through it. And it does that because there is smart money. There are banks that are basically offering the money for different prices, and either you buy it or you sell it or you don't. But what they will do is they will just go ahead and offer the money, up here, and once it gets bought, they'll offer it for a higher price. It gets bought, and and they'll keep on offering it. And even if you don't buy it, they may offer for a higher price, and and they'll just control it. It doesn't matter. It's all controlled. That's just what you got to get through your head. So what I would expect to see through here is, for one, you do have your people that have your sell limits set right here, or your people that actually have your buy stops, right? So that are going to be going up through here. So what you can expect to see is, especially something like this, now that you have a double top, you can probably see something that's going to go right up through here, right? And that's going to trigger those sell limits, right? Could trigger those sell limits, could trigger those buy stops as well, right? And then it actually could, what it'll probably do is even go higher, right? And that way it'll take out those buy or those sell limits, stop losses. Boom, their money's gone. Where does it go? It goes to the banks, right? And then it would turn around and just drop right back, right? Because then those buy stops get triggered, right? And they have their stop losses set below that. So buy stop gets triggered, goes down, boom, takes out both of those. So you get both of those taken out in one move. So that's what you got to watch out for in the Asian range. So, and especially what I have this orange line marked out here. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Let me go ahead and remove these really quick. So I actually have these two lines marked on purpose, and because 2 days ago that was a low. Right, so what I'm actually expecting from EURUSD, especially since that was a low, and these do come into play, I am expecting this to come up to this low, take out these buy stops, and then take out these sell limits, and then turn around and fall. Just because that's probably what would happen. And also, there's not a double bottom here. I wish there was. That would make even more sense. Because then it would definitely take both of them out. Or one thing, that is just one scenario. Another scenario, what you could see is this come up to here, right, and then take out all those sell limits, right, and then come back down, take out the buy stops, and then go up, right. So just a little bit about the Asian range, what it sets up, especially for people that want to set something up before they go to sleep, and hope they catch a trade before they wake up. Because there were, I guess, people that what I learned anyway, and this came directly from Inner Circle Trader. I'm not going to try to rip him off. I'm going to give him credit where credit's due. Listened to one of his lessons, and he was telling me that there are people who are day traders who within the Asian range, they set up their buy stops through here after the Asian range, and then they'll put their stop loss at the bottom, right, and they'll also place a sell limit or a sell stop at the bottom of the Asian range, and then put their stop loss right here. So that way, in case it goes one way and it comes back, they actually have enough room to play with, and that way it'll go, one way. Well, if it goes both ways, it takes out both of these things. So smart money knows this, and that way smart money will take these out. And so, but I do think, especially with this per trade in particular, I do think with EURUSD, especially with the shorts that we have been seeing on the commitment of traders report, I think we are going to see these taken out, right? And then we're going to see it go lower. Let's see if we can find an example. And in the other one, you can see here, GBPUSD, here's the Asian range. Kind of had it hard to have it drawn out, except for this one's interesting because it's actually right in between both of them. So this could be one of those examples. Let me see if there is a high or a low from a previous day that is nearby. And it looks like we have the high of the day from this day here. Right there. And it looks like it is actually really close to, it looks like a lot of these kind of high of the days from GBPUSD are kind of nearby. So I think these are going to kind of come in and play a factor here on this this range. Let me grab this and there we go. Come on, magnet, do your magnet magic. There we go. So again, I think this is going to be another one of those scenarios, because I think it's going to come up here and probably use this as the trade, right, as the high. So, and then it's probably going to attack the bottom. So what I wouldn't be surprised to see as, actually, I want to see how many pips this is really quick. So let's just say Asian range, wherever it closes, let's say it closes right here, come up to here, 20 pips. It's actually not too bad. It may come up a little bit high. I don't know, I didn't want to get rid of that. I want to get rid of that. There we go. But I would honestly expect to see probably come up a little bit higher. I would think it would come up about wherever the Asian range ends, right? I would expect to clear through this, probably about a total of 30 pips, right, from wherever this starts. And then I would probably see this come back down, and throughout the rest of the night, wake up in the morning. I'm not for sure what time, but I think by the end, probably by the New York session, we probably could see this low being tampered with, or at least being it could be close to this low, right? That way it could affect USD traders to wake up and see this and see resistance and say, oh, okay, I'm gonna buy. And then smart money is just going to say, boop, go right through that. And then that way, whenever the retail traders are buying, thinking that this is going to resistance, usually smart money will do is they will attack the low. Let's see if there's any more lows lower than that. There is. So it looks like we have a low here as well. I wouldn't be surprised if we see this low right here getting taken out tomorrow by GBP. And in fact, I would be so much as to guess that we would probably be heading for 2660. That is going to be, my estimated guess as to what just be at least 2660, just because it's a whole number, it's a big round number, it's what the banks like to use. Otherwise, and since we are near the top of it and we are near all these highs, you do want to clear out all this buy side liquidity. Otherwise, your next closest high is up here, and I don't know why it just didn't go ahead, and there we go. Still not what I wanted to do. Give me a little bit higher to do the actual high, please. There we go. And let me see how big of a range that is between those two highs. That's 53. Yeah. So it's going to attack one higher than the other. I think what could happen is it could. Well, then again, we are seeing the swing in the GBPUSD. Maybe it won't attack the lows. Right? Maybe it could give a good swing low, right, during the or it could do this, right? All right. Scenario 1 probably takes out this high, comes out and takes out these lows. Since we do have this, I should probably bring it in so you guys can see it a little bit better. Right, let's clear this up. So since we do have this kind of sideways range that's going here, you know, through Asia, right? This isn't the Asian range. This is actually going to be the end of the day tomorrow. So what we could see in scenario 1, right? I'm going to get rid of these from GBPUSD. Scenario 1 would be that you could take out these previous day highs, right? Come down, take out these lows, and then we would see the low of the day during the London session, right? It'd probably be a swing low, could be somewhere around here, especially since this is also kind of like a little swing low as well. All right, and then we could see it turn around and then go up and aim for that high I was talking about, these highs up here, which actually be a pretty far range. But that's what GBPUSD does sometimes. Sometimes it'll just, you know, it'll just take off and, you know, try to clear out a good range. Once you see it, you know, clear out that range, could be around 11 o'clock in the morning. And then after that's over, bounce back and then come back this way. That is scenario 1. Scenario 2, depending on, you know, the sentiment of the dollar, we could see it just, instead of clearing out the top part, right, we could see it head for those lows instead. What we would see it do is reach probably a little bit higher first. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Right. I would think we would see it reach up for these first and then come down. Right. And the reason I say we'd reach up for those first is because those are some other intermediate highs, swing highs that we have in place, and may not reach for the entire high. But I would say it would at least come break this high, and then come down and try to break these lows, or at least come down and try to test these lows. That whole range right there. Here, let's just test this whole range to see what it is from high to low. So, you know, previous day high, or, you know, lowest low that we could go to highest high that we could go to is about 195 pips. So we could see that whole thing take place tomorrow. I don't know. I'm gonna go for the first scenario. I think that I really think that with GBPUSD, it lost a lot of strength, but since the commitment of traders report, we are starting to see more longs take place. So since we are starting to see more longs take place, I think what it'll do is it'll kind of come up here, right? We might see it clear out these highs, clear out these lows, and then eventually go for this high. That's what I really think is probably what's going to happen with GBPUSD. I'm not for sure if it's going to try to take out these lows or not. But it could. That could be scenario 2. That's just my thing. I'm going to go for one more. Let's see here what's going on. All right, let's do 2 more. Why not? Let's do here we go. We got USD franc. Looks like I got a high here, and looks like they got the low here. well, this is the previous day high. If we were to draw the high throughout the Asian range, looks like it would be something like this. Let me get back to about 11 o'clock or so. There we go. We do kind of have a double top here, all right? We do kind of have a double bottom here as well, because it looks like wherever it started off with came up. It looks like it completed the gap that it left, filled the gap, came back down, and now we actually do have somewhat of a double bottom. So same scenario, depending on the way the franc and the dollar have been going, they have been more in line with the dollar, right? So if we check out the dollar, dollar has been going down, but I have a feeling that's designed on purpose. Dollar's been going down. I think it's going to go down up until probably sometime in the middle of, right at the start of the London session. At that point, it'll probably turn around and go back up. So I think that's probably what we're going to see with the franc. I think we could see it come down here, right? Break those these lows, trigger those sell stops, also trigger any kind of buy limit, right? And then turn around and then take out both with take out the sell stops with the their stop losses right here, buy limits, pull far down enough to take them out with their sell stops, and then go on up, because the next previous high is just above this double top right here. So I definitely think we could see that. That type of range that we would see if that were to happen. I would definitely say somewhere around 30 pips or so, but that would be just for a day. I think if we're going to see a really strong dollar, we could see a lot more than that. I think, let's see here, especially if we see, you have a swing low or a swing high here. It looks like that was, during the Asian session of the previous day. Swing low here during, the American session or the New York session. Absolute low the previous day during the London session. I don't think it'll get near this low, especially if we have a strong dollar, but we could see it come down to these swing lows, right, for the franc. Right, so if it would have come down to here, I definitely think we could see that clear those swing lows, because people could see that as a a safety net of support, right? We would say, oh, well, that's it's definitely support right there. So that's probably where I'm going to put my stop loss. It probably won't go down below that. And then whenever the Asian range or whenever the London session starts, it goes down, breaks both of that, shoots back up, and then breaks that high, and then we somewhere around 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, we see a little bit of, or 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, we see a little bit of a pullback, and then that's the setup for the New York session. And then once the New York session hits, we draw the fib, we do whatever, and then boom, it takes off again from there. So I think that's probably what is most likely going to happen with the franc. Anyways, just a little lesson on what to look out for in the Asian market, the Asian session. Probably the odd JPY or the NZD JPY is probably trading right now, and I'm not even looking at it. I'm actually more concerned about US pairs and what's going to happen like that. But just a quick lesson on what to look for, especially when it comes to US pairs or American pairs coupled with European pairs. Like if you want to look for GBP CAD or CAD franc, things like that. You would look for those kind of things during the Asian session. And then watch out for those kind of moves, especially if you're going to be trading the London session. That way you don't get burned, right? Watch one and then watch the other. The way you don't get burned. Again, the London session is probably going to create the high or the low of the day. So if it's screaming downward toward whatever it is, during the London session, it'll probably stop somewhere around in 2-4 in the morning Central Time. Or 1-3 in the morning Central Time, 2-4 in the morning New York time, whatever time that is for you, it is for you. And then it's probably going to start heading back up the other way. That's just generally what happens, right? Tomorrow's Monday. There's really nothing on the calendar as far as Forex is concerned tomorrow. So we could see a completely dead trading day. Who knows? But just a little thing to look out for, and I hope this helps you out. If you do like my videos and you want to hear more from me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button more than anything. That would be cool. That would lets the YouTube know that you guys actually like my videos, and it puts up my numbers and all that kind of good stuff. I do plan to put together a Telegram channel for signals and whatnot. And then I'm going to start waking up very early in the morning and trying to see if I can't get some signals out there to you guys. And I'll put that link in the description, but I believe the link is already, t.me / and it's bodies x wix, right? So the same thing as the channel, same thing for the Telegram. You can look for bodies and wix and Telegram. I'm going to start putting these out there. Hopefully whenever I start seeing these signals come across, I'll start putting those out there for you guys. Okay. All right. Thanks very much for watching. And as always, keep your pants on.